Hey, Scorpio, intuitive soul coach here with your October 2022 full moon reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. Today we'll dive into the collective energy of Scorpio and take a look at what this October 9th full moon in the sign of Aries has in store for you. So just a friendly reminder, these are general readings. Please do take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are interested in a personal reading or even entering into the free monthly reading giveaway, you can find both of those links in the description box below. All right, Scorpio. This full moon is activated on October 9th in the sign of Aries, and it actually is highlighting your sixth house of health, order, and logical and analytical thinking. So you may be taking a look at your health. Physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. You may be wanting to release the things that are detrimental to your health, the things that are no longer serving you. Now you do have Capricorn energy, you have Aquarius, and you have Leo. Now you may have these placements in your chart. You may be dealing with other people who have these placements in their chart, or you are just embodying the energies all together. So you may be setting up new routines this month, taking a look at what's working, what's not, time management, budgeting, setting yourself up for a new health routine as well. It would be a good time to get some health lab work done. I'm just seeing somebody scheduling appointments, whether it's a dentist appointment, it's a doctor's appointment, chiropractor appointment, a therapy session. There's an energy here of taking care of your health and scheduling or getting things in order. Now with this Capricorn energy, you have leave the past behind. This is very important, especially when it does come to the full moon. The full moon is all about release. It's about endings. So what I am sensing here is that you are wanting to leave some situations, energies, people, toxic patterns, or limiting beliefs. You want to put them on the back burner, but in order for you to fully do that, it's important for you to heal what's been going on. So subconsciously, there may have been situations, Scorpio, that you weren't fully healed from. And I feel like it's a perfect opportunity, perfect time to really get in this energy of newness, of vitality, of taking care of yourself. There's an energy here of responsibility. They're showing me multiple sixes, so I'll be curious if some sixes show up for you in your reading. But I feel like you're problem solving and you're staying loyal and true to you, which is very, very important. Some of you may be leaving a past situation, a past person behind, or even a past career as well. And I feel like you're embracing the unknown, but you're getting real with yourself. And that's what this Aquarian energy is all about. Authenticity, being real with your hopes, your desires, your dreams. You may not have known how to move forward, but now, especially with this card leaving the past behind, I feel like you're ready to embrace the future. You're ready to set yourself up for these new goals, these new routines. Now, some of you Scorpios out there, you may even have birthdays in the month of October. If you do, happy birthday. But I am sensing that this full moon represents a new beginning for you, even though it's not a new moon, but you are getting rid of the things that no longer serve you, and it's going to actually be the catalyst that propels you forward. Your final card is lighten up. This is about you being happy, bringing more happiness, more pleasure to your life. This is about not taking things so seriously, because what I'm sensing is a lot of you really suffer from stress, mental stress specifically, whether it's with a person, with a career, with not having the finances that you want or need. This is about letting your hair down, having a little bit of fun, and brightening up the energy here, because lighten has the word light in it. So I do feel that lighter times are ahead for you, Scorpio, and I feel like you're finally being real with your true purpose, your true passion. You may be being real with another person, saying, hey, I enjoy working here, but I need to be compensated for my worth, or I like this relationship for what it's taught me, but I need to move on. Or you may be wanting to make something official. But most importantly, a lot of you are getting real with your own health, and you're saying, I really need to cut this out of my diet in order to achieve the desired health that I would like for myself. Now, what we're going to do here, Scorpio, is dive into your current energy. We're going to take a look at what you're releasing in order to fully manifest what it is that you want into your life. We'll take a look at your untapped spiritual gifts and greatest strengths. We'll get messages from Spirit along with action steps that you can take to fully move forward on your journey. So right away here, 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is a very powerful energy here. 10s do represent endings bringing in new beginnings. So it makes perfect sense that you're wanting to leave the past behind. Some of you are really taking on a lot. This is about you prioritizing, eliminating the things that aren't a priority, that aren't on your main focus, because some of you are empaths and you carry the weight of the world on your shoulders and it may not even belong to you. Some of you are Mr. or Mrs. Fix-It types of personalities here, where you shoulder everyone else's problems or their worries or their concerns. But I feel like you're not wanting to do that anymore. Some of you are releasing those heavy burdens. You're learning how to eliminate what you don't need to hang on to. You're learning how to delegate or to bring in other people to lighten the load. And that's what I was sensing earlier with, it could be a doctor, a therapist, a counselor, a chiropractor. You're bringing in other people to help you release some of this weight of the world. Now, some of you have, it could be a shaman, it could be a holistic practitioner, it could be an energy worker or a psychic that you do see on a regular. I feel like around this full moon, you may be working with a spiritual coach or someone. It doesn't have to be, spiritual. It can be the traditional doctor or therapist as well. But I feel like you are bringing in others to lighten the load. It's interesting because they're giving me salt, like salt therapy. So there could be an energy. Some of you may have just bought a salt lamp. As you can see, I have one in the corner here. It could also be that you are doing some sort of halo or salt therapy where you are even taking, you're going into a salt room or a salt bath for some of you. For others of you, this could just be detoxifying your energy. And if you are a person that does like water and you mix well with salt water, it may be something that you need to really rejuvenate your soul. Some of you I hear just put it on a list of yours, or you may have just ordered it or bought salt. And I feel like that'll be really refreshing and rejuvenating to your soul. Now, the 10 of Wands can also be you pushing really hard, working through something, and you're coming close to fruition. You're coming really close to ending a cycle that you've been really pushing hard towards. For example, you may have been really working hard to gain some sort of certification or studying really hard for an exam. You're coming up to that point of graduation or taking that exam or releasing the heavy burdens of taking care of, it could even be some of you maybe empty nesters or, releasing your children out into the world. There's just an energy of the next step here, but it's not going to be as intense, as heavy, as stressful than it's been in the prior years. What you're doing here is you're walking towards something more fulfilling. So you need to put in that work in order to achieve greater, more emotional, fulfilling things in your life, Scorpio. This 8 of Cups is about moving on, walking away. It can be at times you feeling like you're abandoning something or someone because you know that in order for you to grow, you can't stay where you're at. In order for there to be connection, healing, growth, vitality, that you need to give something up or walk away from something, whether it is sugars and chocolates or alcohol, whether it is a job because you've hit a glass ceiling, whether it is a relationship you may be taking to the next level, or maybe you need to move to that next level and you're parting ways. Whatever this is for you, Scorpio, it's about you getting back on track, but you may need to embrace the unknown. But deep down on a soul level, you are being real with what your soul needs and wants. And that's going to allow you to see clearly. There's the clarity. There is the full moon showing up here for you. So that full moon is the perfect time to release the heavy burdens that have held you back from achieving this fulfillment here. What is the 8 of Cups walking towards? The 9 of Cups, their wish fulfillment. So Scorpio, you have some beautiful energies coming in here. Let's take a look and see what it is that you're releasing. What is it that you're walking away from? We see the heavy burdens here. Let's see what those burdens consist of. Okay, we have King of Wands in reverse. We are walking away here. It could be from someone who's hard to reach on a mental, physical, emotional, or spiritual level. Maybe someone has shut the door because they are committed to other things or other people. This could be your own energy where you are finally allowing more flexibility in your life for the things that are important to you. When the King of Wands shows up in reverse, he can sometimes let that ego really cause him to seem and feel arrogant to others as well. This can be about a very bossy energy. Some of you may be walking away from a boss, or some of you are pushing past your own insecurities and fears, and you are stepping into more leadership, more power. And I feel like you want to march to the beat of your own drum, but there's been some sort of situations that have held you back from doing that. Some of you, again, are gaining a certification or some sort of higher level education. You're learning, whether it's through self-help books, through a course, class, or workshop, or it is through the traditional learning centers here. You are learning how to grow and evolve and advance here, because when the King of Wands is feeling good, he's a leader, he's successful, he is very adventurous, very warm. He may be a business owner or a businessman. Now, some of you could be leaving the corporate world or a very stressful job to do your own thing. And I feel like you're finally ready to let something go. Now, let's take a look at what you're manifesting, Scorpio. What are you working on manifesting? I just heard the name Jared. Jared, if that is your name, it could be a boss, someone you work with, maybe it's a place. Please take it as it resonates. What are you working towards? Recognition. Beautiful. For some of you, this is fame. For some of you, this is global. This is fortune. This could be you really being recognized because your energy is magnetized at this time. Because you're releasing and letting some things go, you're able to truly shine. You are able to be that light that we talked about earlier here. The Six of Wands is one of my favorite cards. It's the card of success, accomplishment, achievement, fame, victory. It can be about public recognition as well. What are you walking away from? Past failures. What are you leaving behind? Feeling overlooked in the past. What are you moving on from? The shame, the humiliation, whatever you have endured in the past. I feel for a lot of you, you were overlooked. Whether it was in a relationship with your family, your friends, your children, your parents, your lover, or if it was a boss, you felt overlooked here and you're saying, you know what, I'm shining my light bright. I'm ready. I'm ready to fly, because hummingbirds have a very high, vibrant frequency. They're always buzzing at that higher vibe. And that's what you're doing here, is you're leaving behind this energy of carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. Some of you have a lot of tension in the shoulders, the neck, and that shoulder blade region, even that stems into this heart chakra, which can be depression or anxiety. You can see here that, you know, with carrying so much, even though it may not seem like a burden at times, because you may feel like you're helping other people out, whether this is your professional life or your personal life, it starts to get heavy regardless of the good that you do. So it's important to be able to prioritize and eliminate the things that you no longer need to carry any longer, because they're not yours to carry in the first place. So you're definitely heading towards some sort of recognition. And I feel like with your sixth house activated, you're getting into a new routine that is going to bring about great success. I like this. Let's take a look at your untapped spiritual gifts, Scorpio. This is one of my favorite parts of the reading, is your untapped gifts and your greatest strengths. Because a lot of times we know that we come here on earth with gifts, with talents, with skills, but we're not sure how to fully embrace or fully integrate that energy into our life. So we take a look here and see what your untapped gifts are, something that you've tapped into, but you still might be working on fully embracing, and then your greatest strengths and how we can use them to work together. Five of Swords, untapped. Five of Swords, when this shows up, this is about knowing when to walk away from a situation because it no longer serves you. So it totally goes with what we're talking about here. But for others of you, you may stay in situations for whatever reason, because maybe you feel like you still need to grow. Maybe there's fear. Maybe there's blocks of leaving the past behind. Who will I be without this energy is kind of what I'm feeling here. You can see that there's a shadow And the shadow behind her, masculine energy, it could be a person, a boss, it could be her own shadow side as well. But the heart's missing, and she has it she's holding it in her hand, that heart. So do you have heart and soul into your relationships or into what it is that you do for a living? So your untapped gifts here are for you to feel whole, for you to feel alive, for you to feel that emotional fulfillment of what it is that you are doing and what direction you're going. Knowing when to fight for something because it's worth fighting for, and knowing when to kind of fold your hands. It's like a game of poker, knowing when to hold them and when to fold them. That is your untapped gifts. Trusting your intuition to help guide you and help lead you as well. So 5 of Swords, knowing when to fold them. All right. So your greatest strength here, the Tower. I actually love this showing up as your greatest strength, because what this means is, Scorpio, you are a deep emotional soul anyway. You tend to go inward. You tend to really sometimes go down that energy of mysticism and mystery and privacy and secrets. And it may be difficult at times for you to navigate through life's tower moments. But the good news is your greatest strength is to rise above, like the phoenix rising from the ashes. Some of you actually may have a phoenix tattoo. You may have a career or a business that has the name Phoenix in it. Or some of you may have a Phoenix poster, painting, drawing, or there's just an energy here. Maybe you live in Phoenix or that's your name. But I'm just sensing here that regardless of what happens, you rise stronger because of it. And it makes you a stronger version. But like I've been saying in all my readings lately, which it's something Spirit really, really wants you all to know and to remember, that we are souls that came here on earth in this human body. And we have a choice. We have free will. We can either become better or we can become bitter when life throws us tower moments. So your greatest strength, Scorpio, is to become better. Whatever life throws at you, regardless of how big or how small it is here, this is about you embracing change and not hanging on to the things. Remember, this is untapped. So you may have a difficult time letting things go. You can see that she's hanging on. She's willing to burn herself. She's willing to get caught up in the rubble. She's willing to let that smoke inhalation damage her, right? That's just symbolic here. But I feel for some of you, regardless of how the situation may unravel, you tend to stay in it, even if it's painful, even if it's difficult. And your untapped spiritual gift in this life is, again, knowing when to let that tower crumble, because what shows up out of it is you, a stronger version. So this is some powerful energy here. Like I said, that's one of my favorite parts of the reading here is your untapped gifts. But what we're going to do now is get a few messages from your spiritual team, your ancestors, your guides, your angels, loved ones, and pets or animals that have crossed over. What do we have here for Scorpio? I'm actually pulling from the Spirit Messages Oracle and this new deck I love, Work Your Light. For those of you that are interested in any of the decks that I do use during your reading, you can find all of that information in the description box below if you are curious. Now let's get to your messages. Right away, the one that is jumping out is we have Hello from Heaven. Some of you have gone through a lot of pain because you've lost someone. For some of you, it's your own mother. Okay, I'm getting, now I think this, they're giving me a name. Now I feel like this is now it could be Sylvia or Sylvie as well, Sylvie. There's someone who was into maybe even poetry, or maybe was into maybe even Sylvia Plath energies as well. It could be your name. It could be a mother's name. There could be something with a rose, a letter, or even rubies. Someone may have a birth stone of ruby as well, or that could be a name, Ruby. But we do have Hello from Heaven. Now, if it's not your mother who you've lost here, it could be grandmother, it could be sister, it could be any feminine energy, it could be any energy whatsoever, but you do have hello coming in from heaven. Your loved ones in the spirit world want to connect with you as much as you want to connect with them. They know you've been thinking of them, and they're sending you signs and symbols to show how much they love you and to prove they're with you at this time. Yeah, this is about you embracing that change, like we said here. You may have lost someone and it created a spiral tower. You didn't want to let go. And there's a difference between, letting go of the earthly challenges and circumstances here and knowing when to hang on, but also knowing that you are going to meet again, knowing that there is this connectedness. Yes, it doesn't create that pain from completely going away here, but it allows you to live for the people that have crossed over, because they want you to live your best life. They want you to be the best version of yourself. They want you to become better, not bitter. So hello from heaven showing up quite strong here. A mother's love is reaching out to you, Scorpio, at this time and holding you close. She knows how much you miss her. Thank you, Spirit. They just give me the name Irene. I actually have quite a few names coming in here. So I feel like either a lot of you watching may have lost a mother or grandmother. But I feel like if I was to say the names that are coming through, we'd probably be here for a while. But it says here, she knows how much you miss her and wants to remind you that the special bond of love can never be broken. Okay, that was a very powerful message. I'm seeing a necklace. I'm seeing, especially, you can see one here as well. It could be even some sort of earrings that a grandmother wore or a mother. And I'm hearing again that I name, or Irene. All right. Next we have here breath or breathe. This is about you connecting with yourself. And sometimes we really need to work on our breath work. We need to slow down, meditate. Some of you have had challenges in this heart chakra. Again, depression, anxiety, that has to do with the breath. Knowing that the breath is the vital force to life. The breath is the vital bridge between your body and soul. It's the connection between the inside and outside, connecting you to the universe, spirit, and divine source. The breath permeates your entire being with prana, which is life force energy. Some of you may be practicing breath work as well. Some of you may be meditating more, is what I am seeing. It could be in order for you to overcome some stress that has accumulated here in the heart chakra and into the back region. Now, what we have here from the Work Your Light Oracle, we have protection showing up. So knowing that you are protected on this path, on this journey forward, you can see with this Eight of Cups energy, this ladybug isn't taking life so seriously. That's what this represents. Not taking life so seriously, but allowing happiness and embracing the unknown. Yes, it looks a little dark. It looks a little narrow ahead, but she knows that she's in search of her happiness. That out from the other side is going to bring about more light. And it does say here, lighten up. You have call back your power, cut the cords, and soul retrieval. There's some maybe shamans out there. Some of you may be doing breath work or shaman work as well. Maybe dealing with the shadow side or doing shadow work. Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries, Scorpio? This is important because, again, I'm getting the same energy with this 10 of Wands. You can see that there's push and pull coming from all angles. And even if it feels like you're doing a good deed, you must first fill your own cup, Scorpio. Fill your own cup with healthy things. And lastly, we have yes. Just say yes. Say yes to leaving the past behind. Say yes to being real with yourself and authentic. Say yes to lightening up. Saying yes to new experiences. Saying yes to full healing and recovery. Saying yes to your soul's purpose and your greatest strengths. Sometimes it takes everything crumbling or falling down, and we don't realize in the midst of it that it's the best thing that could have ever happened to us. I was just having a conversation the other day where I said some of the best things that could have ever happened to me were infidelity, were getting fired from a job, were growing up with childhood trauma and abuse and neglect. Some of the things that traumatize us or that we think are the worst and the hardest things that we've ever endured could be the loss of, family members, the loss of pets, whatever it is for you, Scorpio. Sometimes the greatest blessings come from the hardest lessons because there's always always a better outcome from the things that we've gone through. And that's kind of what I'm feeling here for you. Regardless of what has happened in your life, your greatest strength is to come back stronger. Just like I have, you will too. And you will be able to embrace this energy if you haven't already. So powerful messages coming in, Scorpio. Now let's take a look and see how you've grown. Let's take a look at how you've grown during life, during the cycles here. You've actually grown by opening your heart up, because your heart may have been on lockdown. Some of you may have rejected love. Maybe it was that you were pouring so much of yourself into certain things or certain people or certain jobs that you weren't fully giving back or paying attention to your own needs, desires, and wants. And this Ace of Cups says you're finally feeling the love of yourself. This is about you feeling from that not drinking from an empty cup. It's about you putting the things into your cup so it's overflowing. And you can see the beautiful butterflies that are coming out, representing that internal transformational shift that you've been going through for quite some time. So I do sense here that with this Ace of Cups energy, this is about a gift of love. It is about a soul quenching renewal. And some of you have certainly grown to open yourself up to this. Even if you're only at one of these butterflies coming out at this time, get ready, because you have a plethora of them coming out and you are emerging. You're coming out on top from situations that have been challenging. Now let's take a look and see what steps you can take, Scorpio, to continue growing on your soul's journey. What do we have here for Scorpio? Okay, Temperance. Temperance is the card of balance. It's the card of patience. So in order for you to continue moving forward, keep things in moderation, because this can be the card of blending the energies here. It's the card of self-control. When things tend to be extreme, right? When we tend to have these tower moments and it threatens our emotions, and we let our emotions take control, and we may be erratic, or other people around us may seem like they're flying off the handle, or maybe they're shutting down. This is about finding that fine line between your emotions, bringing about balance to all situations. Instead of going from one extreme to another, how can you create that balance of that pendulum here? And I'm sensing for you, in order for you to continue moving forward, you can see, actually, they're bringing me back to the Ace of Cups here. In order for you to continue growing, there is more peace coming in here. You can see the doves that are coming out. And I feel like this is about you bringing more peace to your life by not letting, not putting all of your energy and all of your ducks in a basket where it doesn't matter, I don't want to say doesn't matter, but you're giving, and there's not that equal give and take. You may be a nurturer, you may be a caregiver, you may be the person that's constantly the one that is putting yourself out there, putting your best, face forward, taking care of, doing this, and that. Are you giving just a little bit of that back to yourself? And that's what I feel like you are doing, and you will continue to do in order for you to grow, in order for you to achieve the desired outcomes that you want in your life. All right, Scorpio, that's what I have for you. Very powerful full moon. Whatever you're hanging on to, whatever you need to release. If you want to connect also with the spirit world, with loved ones, it's a perfect time to do so. I just heard that there may have been a celebration of life. There could have been an anniversary as well around this October or fall time energy, especially regarding a mother or a loved one who's crossed over. Now, if this resonates, Scorpio, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. It certainly does help get the divine channel messages out there to those that need it most. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. And I'm sending all of you beautiful Scorpios tons and tons of love and light. Thanks for tuning in.